Hello, everybody. I am Ray's joined here by G7 for the third SAC podcast we're doing this season.
Yes, this is episode 3 of the pod. Yeah, episode 3. Yeah, we just had tournament 2 because we had the pre-tournament preseason one, and then season tournament 1 recap, and this is tournament 2 recap and a look ahead towards tournament 3, which is sooner than expected. That is probably a big topic. Unlike most other weeks where we have a week off of podcasts as well, we have no off weeks. We go tournament, podcast, tournament. We have all the SAC action ready for you.
Yeah, the calendar is definitely getting a little packed in the middle of this SAC season. That being said, we have some other fun stuff to look forward to in this podcast. Once we're done reviewing Tournament 2, then we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have Silverness from Watch Broachy the Rock. I said the name wrong.
Watch Broachy the Rock. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. All the anime weebs are going to be in your DM saying, "That's not how you pronounce the anime."
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't even know if it was an anime.
There's something else. I don't want to get the angry DMs, but I know it's something about a guitar.
Okay. I'm sure chat will explain it to us when we get Silver on, or Silver will even
that's a great question.
Yeah, it will get the chance to explain it themselves. And then after that interview, we're gonna look forward to SAC Tournament 3 and maybe some end of the season predictions as we're starting to cross the horizon towards playoffs.
Yeah, we're officially halfway down the season, which is crazy to think about with how fast it's been moving along. We do have 3 tournaments remaining, 2 qualifiers and 1 finals to come up. But importantly, we should cover tournament 2. We had a really entertaining Swiss day. The Swiss stage of the day was good. We had a lot of close stream matches. We did watch them back. I did watch some of them back. They were close today. And also looking at a lot of the scorelines, we had some big heavy hitters not perform quite as well because all the groups are so stacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, like, and one of the surprising bits of Swiss Group A, I believe, was Vivid dropping halfway through, which shuffled up everything in that group and led to some unexpected outcomes.
Yeah,
like
Vivid's drop they were a 2-2 record when they dropped. I was very surprised. They were probably not gonna make gold. They can't make gold with a 2-2, even a 3-2 record. But that's a lot of points out the board for them. They would have gotten a lot more, and we see them actually slipping outside. Slipping to 10th place, not outside the top 10. They are 10th on our overall SAC leaderboard, and just with even if they had got 20 points, they would have been sitting in that 9th spot.
Yeah, so it just kind of goes to show with Vivi dropping, they're in 10th place, could have been in 9th. That's one of the things where it's important to just make it through that Swiss stage so you get all of the Swiss stage points. That it will affect the ranking at the end of the season. That being said, it doesn't affect the rankings as much as it has in seasons past, but definitely still try to play in the entire tournament if you can. But Jeannie, you mentioned some other interesting games in the Swiss stage. What are some other things you had your eye on?
We had a lot of really cool ones. I was going to talk about the Vivid game that happened in round 2 that was on stream. That was close. A lot of teams that we had, like first of all, Mercy, our champions, coming up and really kind of dominating the Swiss stage. Not a team that we thought we might let them in. We let them in, and they did well. They performed better than we had expected. We didn't think they were gonna be able to beat teams like Synergy or Naywell, but they proved to be too strong compared to everyone else. Overall, we had very close matches throughout the tournament with teams all up and down the standings. I didn't really have anything that truly was like, wow, that was crazy, other than the fact that the Flying Dutchman and Synergy had to draw a match, which caused a massive point problem because each team only got 1 point, so their tiebreaker records were weird.
Yeah,
forcing them to have to go 4-0-1 to really even move on.
Yeah, so 4 wins, 0 losses, 1 tie is the record they had to hit. Yeah, ties definitely can make Swiss stage weird, but that's also one of the things that is really important to keep a tournament running on time, especially a Swiss tournament, because if your tournament's not on time, people are gonna get angry at you.
Yeah, and they actually hit. Synergy was 4th in group. Is that B? Group A, sorry. And Flying Dutchman were 5th. So if they had been able to play at that match and it wasn't a tie, because I know the set tied at 1-1. So if they had been able to play that game 3 would have put Flying Dutchman in over Synergy if Flying Dutchman won, or solidified Synergy in as well.
Yeah, so
lots of time constraints.
Yep, ties absolutely do have some implications in the standing, but let's shout out some other matches that went all 3 games in the Swiss stage. So, like, how about you pick a couple matches and I'll pick a couple matches, and let's just
all right
acknowledge who's doing good in tournament 2.
Wait, Surf and Turf 2-1 Silly Kitties? That was a big upset.
Yeah,
that would have been a big upset because Surf and Turf's first overall performance in the first one I know they weren't all that happy because I was watching their stream POV. Remember, everyone, if you want me to watch your gameplay and I can talk about you a lot more in depth, send me your Twitch links on tournament day or now, and then I'm stockpiling them. And my Twitter is just up here, so you know exactly where it is. Please send it to me. I watched Surf and Turf for the first tournament. Didn't have the world's best showing. Silly Kitties, they got 3rd. Sorry, they got 4th, losing to Naywall in the 3rd place match. So that was a massive win for them to start off the day.
Yeah. So do you think it was? I'm gonna ask you to speculate. Do you think it was Surf and Turf coming out of the gate hot, or do you think Silly Kitties just needed some time to warm up to really get into the competition?
I honestly did watch Silly Kitties POV. They didn't warm up at all day. that didn't feel like the games that they won were against teams that were had very just recently graduated out of low ink, and to go from the very top of low ink to the very top of mid level in like 2 months is a lot to ask. There's a reason why it's a progression system. So they beat teams that I felt like they should beat, but not teams that they had been beating last week.
So Silly Keys probably just had a bad week this week.
A bad tournament, similar to Armageddon, but I don't want to focus too much on the negative side of everything.
Absolutely.
Want to lift people up on the podcast.
For sure.
Rabid, they had a good showing. This was their first tournament. They had a really, really strong showing. They actually beat Synergy. And the games that they played against Synergy the first game was close. Second one in the best of 3 semis was not. So Rabid had a really, really strong game plan. Seeing who was it on the try? Adept on the try. My goodness. They were just taking away all the space with the Toxic Mist and using Inkjets to create so much pressure. It just flattened Synergy's plan. There was, let's say, for lack of a better term, and also to fit the pun in there, no synergy on Synergy.
You can't just make puns like that. Well, I mean,
it was a big delivery. I had the big platter. It was like rolling down the stairs for everybody, and you saw that it was coming. Everyone expected it. Everyone knew it was coming, but you still had to take it.
Yeah. A match that I'm looking at that I kind of want to shout out is, and it's not like one that went all the way, but it's Mercy versus Synergy in the 5th round of Swiss. So again, Synergy won the tournament last week. So they were kind of a team we were keeping our eye on, seeing if they were going to keep everything really nice and definitive. And then right at the end of Swiss stage, Mercy comes in, hits that 2-0, and it kind of allude to what's going to happen later on in the tournament. Like they fantastically strong showing.
Yeah, it was really, really, really good. I also just looking at how the standings were, seeing that Mercy and Nawal played as well in Swiss just shows you how strong that pool was. And that was a Mercy beat Nawal 2-1.
Yeah. So
and also beating them again 2-1 in a really close set off stream in gold. So that was beating Nawal twice in one day. I feel like Mercy's a team that, even though they just won one tournament, but they can really have a good chance of locking up first seed overall in the tournaments if they continue to play.
And they did. I just hit a quick Control F in our commentator document. No Mercy is somewhat of a notable team. I believe they're from across the pond.
They are from across the pond.
So it's one thing that is very interesting watching NA versus EU matchups, and definitely a team to keep your eye on. That being said, I think let's move on to our brackets. We've talked a lot about Swiss, but let's do some bracket review before we move on to the meat and potatoes.
I've dabbled in bracket because we had some low matches in bracket that were good. We had some high matches, but I know we talked last podcast a lot about Synergy and how well they did. But for Mercy, something that I really want to get a good point across that I was talking with Walkie on Mike was when you go into a tournament that is Swiss in a double elim that has A and B side, you usually don't see teams too many teams the same amount of times. Mercy beat Synergy, Mercy beat Nawal, Mercy beat Nawal again in bracket, and Mercy beat Rabid in bracket. They beat all 4. Well, they were one of the 4 teams in top 4. They beat the other 3 teams in top 4. When do you ever get to do that in single elim?
Well, so Mercy was just definitively the best team in this tournament.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
That's interesting. What do you have a speculative reason on why that might be? Do you think they just have the sauce? Do they know what's going on?
No,
they had the sauce.
They had the sauce. They also had the sauce on tower control Mako, but that's I was gonna say that's a story for another time, but this is another time. So
yeah, no, this is the time.
This is the time. I don't understand Rabbit's game plan for picking the same map twice. They picked it once and then completely changed up their comp. Didn't change the game plan, but changed their comp. It was like trying to break down a door with 4 different keys, but the goal wasn't to open the door, it was to break it down.
Well, I mean, so it could be a case of where like they thought they figured out the Mercy game plan. They're like, we figured it out, we got the download, so we just fix these things and then go. And then Mercy was still just one step ahead.
I was gonna say they lost Mako because they didn't control stacks. What did they do in game 2? The rematch of Mako GC? Never control stacks at any point in time. So there's that. But Mercy, they showed to be really dominant. Even though it was a 3-1 scoreline, if you use checkout bracket, it was a DC. That was the only reason why Mercy lost the game.
Interesting. So if it wasn't for that, Mercy would have had a perfect grand finals.
Yeah. Their set against Naywall was really close, and their set against Mercy's set against their first round. One, I've got Nick in my ear saying, "Don't say it." Was actually for Nick's sake, a dumpster fire of a set. That 2-0 took us 35 minutes because of Nintendo being Nintendo and Nintendo Online having Nintendo Online problems. So there was a world that Mercy just got DQ'd because of time constraints in Top Cut. But they pulled it out. They got to play the game and they won the games. Moved on. What's the head shake raise? I don't like this.
The head shake? Don't worry about the head shake. We'll talk about the head shake after.
No, we gotta talk about the head shake. We're not reviewing. We're not gonna do the review on grand finals because we didn't have any Papa Hotel moments in grand finals. We didn't have Hotel. A 1v3 with a crab bumping somebody off tower. To win the tournament. It was a pickup scrim like environment that we saw in grands.
Well.
And also, we didn't have replay codes. No replay codes. Nobody sent us replay codes. Send us your replay codes, please.
We want to do things. We promise. We promise we're going to do things with them. Just we need them. Yeah. So, all right. I think another set we should look at. We've talked to. So there was one other close series in that first round of gold bracket, which was Synergy versus Watch the Bochi Rock.
We gotta pause that one. We have to talk about that one with Silver. We're gonna have Silver from Watch Bochi the Rock on here later. So we should talk about the
Genie. That's the cue to transition.
Oh. So I'm over here thinking that we're gonna be talking about the Naywall set that was close.
We can't do that first.
No, I was gonna say why not do that? Because we've got time. Do you think Silver's gonna want to talk for 40 minutes? We got time.
All right, you know what? All right.
The Naywall versus Sweet Shop was on stream as well, so we do have some time for that.
Go for it.
I
want to hear your thoughts on it. Let's go.
It was close. It was nail-bitingly close. Either team could have won that set in a heartbeat. Such a good match to have on stream. I don't remember the winning moments because I watched too many games and too many POVs to remember. They all
started blending together.
Yeah, and then I followed it up by doing a Ludi set after that, and then have my own Ludi set the very next day, like within 17 hours of that. Followed up by watching more Splatoon. So I have just weekend Splatoon. I do know that the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bengals, so eat it, Bengals fans. Mahomes the boy, the future GOAT.
Do we really think any other sports fans are here?
I know the Eagles fans are gonna be crying in the chat. Actually, and the Bengals fans.
Okay. But anyway, Noel.
With that, it was a great close set. I know because Mike was Weef Broken Pinky. They were just going off on how close it was because it was close.
Mm-hmm.
It was nail biting close.
Okay.
All right, now it's time to go into Synergy versus Watch Bochi the Rock.
All right. So all right. Let's get Silver in here, and then we can start poking and prodding and asking questions.
Yep. All right.
Welcome.
Oh, I gotta close the stream.
So you don't hear yourself twice?
Yeah. No, so I don't
All
hear
right.
you twice.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Fair.
Yep.
So before we start asking questions, if you could do two things: introduce yourself, and then introduce your team, and then anything else you feel like saying before you let us start poking and pestering with questions.
Yeah. So I'm Silver. I play for Watch Bochi the Rock. Yeah. We're pretty much a pickup. We're not really a fully fledged team at the moment. But right now, we have me, we have Surskit, we have Radish, and Crimson Shadows. And yeah. Next week we're actually gonna need like a sub. Kind of need to plug this right here. If anyone knows anyone, like hit me up. My Twitter's probably on screen somewhere. You could hit me up there.
Right.
But yeah.
All right, so you need a sub for next week so you can keep getting those points. But
Yeah.
the current question: the synergy set in round 1 of gold. Let's
Man.
hear about it.
Okay, last week we flopped. We flopped so hard. Last week was really bad for us. We had a lot of complications like just before the tournament. We learned like 2 days before that Radishes was not gonna be he wasn't gonna be able to play basically.
Mhm.
So we had to grab someone, and we basically grabbed like Natsu. Natsu's great. Nothing against Natsu. It was just very last minute, and Natsu's like Australian or something. Like not, I don't think it's actually Australian, but like that general oceanic time zone thing.
Mhm.
And that just didn't work out because he woke up like 2 rounds late. So we thankfully had someone as an emergency on our team. So we pulled them in. We got our 2 rounds done. They clutched. We were good. And thankfully we still made gold, which is great. But yeah, last week we kind of flopped. This week it was a lot closer of a set. Last week it was 2-0 for them. This week it was just 2-1. And I think we played a lot better this week, but just not good enough. Next week we'll come back harder.
Yeah. So you feel like you're starting to close the distance though. Pretty soon, instead of Synergy winning 2-1, it's going to be a 2-1 for your team.
Next week, 2-0 for us easily.
2-0. That's some fighting words right there.
I want to. My question to you, Silver, one of the few, I've got a lot here, is I want to really break down that tower control game. I was watching it from Surskit's POV. Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. We had seen the blaster pick coming out throughout the tournament. I liked how you guys use it on Tower Control, but what was your fundamental kind of problem that you saw happen because you really kind of let the tower snowball? What was the biggest problem that you had happen for that snowball?
I think our biggest problem was that we would rush. Earlier in the tournament, I had brought up an issue of basically there were points where we would have to basically say, okay, we're going to lose lead here, guys. We just need to like give it up. We just need to say we're going to lose lead here. Let's get our specials, and then we'll retake after, and then we'll get a stronger push after, because usually these pushes are only like till like 40, 50 or something like that. So they're not impossible to just break through it later on in the game. And that honestly just didn't come through, and that's something that we're just gonna have to like work on more. Obviously we're not like Radishes on a team. Me, Krim, and Surskit are all just FAs right now. So it's kind of just something we just need to like work on, like all like individually, almost not really like work together as a team, even though that is the ultimate goal, to become better.
Awesome. And you guys, congratulations on getting first seed. Yeah, you guys got first seed in Pool B, finishing with a 4-1 score line.
Yeah.
4-1 though means you had a little bit of a draw. In that Ouroboros set, it was 2-1. I didn't get to see what happened. Did you guys feel like you had the momentum in that series at all?
From what I remember, I kind of find it hard to gain momentum in like the earlier stages because there's no like later on in groups or sorry, in bracket, you have counter picks. So you can say, okay, we won game one, so we have an actual definitive advantage because we're going to have a counter pick later no matter what. If they win next game, we have our counter pick and then hopefully we go up 2-1. But in in groups or Swiss, whatever, these earlier stages of the tournament, there's no like actual like, okay, we win a game and then it's more of like a mental advantage. Like, okay, we won the first game, we can continue going on from there. But it doesn't really work. It's not really the same like definitive advantage, like quote unquote. Which I feel like, yeah, it didn't feel like we ever had like concrete momentum. It was kind of just like, okay, we're just playing. We just have to keep playing pretty much
Yeah,
if we lose.
That makes sense. We've been talking a bunch about your shortcomings, so I'm going to ask you, what was the highlight for Tournament 2 for you? Or for your team, or for any of the people on your team? What's the highlight? What's the thing that goes in the scrapbook?
Honestly, I think going up like 4-0 was really nice. Because the Ouroboros set was the fifth set of our Swiss. So we went up, we were like pretty much sweeping. Like I started off kind of shaky at the start, but we got the ball rolling and we kept going, and it was really great by the end of it. And honestly, like no complaints like during our Swiss set. Like we dropped a set. We're still first seed. Uh Rest in peace Ouroboros. They didn't even make top bracket. They beat us though.
No.
That was kind of ridiculous, but that's a Swiss moment, honestly. Not really our fault. Yeah, and then honestly, like taking a game off Synergy, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it actually was like the first game of the set. Like we took the first game, and then like our counter pick on TC Inkblot it kind of just flopped. Like the idea was like kind of make the map smaller, which we thought would work better with our blaster, and then it just didn't work. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. The thought process was there, but Synergy was just one step ahead.
Yes, they were just a little bit better.
That marks. I hate to say it, but it does mark 2 losses to you. How deep do you think you guys would have gone if you didn't play Synergy again?
Honestly, probably pretty far because I didn't really look at Group A. Group A looked really strong, from an outsider's perspective. But Group B, like the only team that we lost to in Group B was Ouroboros, and Vivid, who was I believe the first seed, they dropped. So we just honestly we were like really good. We were looking really good going into it. If we had faced anyone but Synergy and hopefully beat them, we would have continued on, and then I'm pretty sure we would have played like, or I guess we wouldn't have guaranteed played a Group B, but like we've beaten all of Group B. If someone beats Group B, I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but basically, I felt confident going into bracket. Sorry,
that's very fair. That is.
I just looked at the bracket. I'm like, how far did the Group A teams go compared to the Group B teams? Every single Group A opponent beat the Group B opponent in first round.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 were all from Group A.
Yeah, no. Group A was absolutely insane. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea how No Mercy is allowed to play in this tournament, but that might just be me.
Yeah, I said nothing sus, but Nick said go sus. So go ahead, go ham. Go ham. Go ham. Go find the seating council. I mean, just the seating person.
That's my opinion. But I mean, if they let him in, they let him in. That's all the power to him, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking about teams, what are there any other teams who you're not necessarily scared of, but who you think will make it really far in Looney? Like, who are the teams you expect to make playoffs?
I guess like kind of like all the basic ones like Naval. I kind of just saw, was it like Silly Kitties and Armageddon? They popped off last tournament, but they kind of fell off this tournament. Like I think they were in bronze bracket or something. Like I'm not really. I was kind of worried about them, and then like I wasn't. I think I don't know. They kind of like flip flop.
Mhm.
Who else? Honestly, I haven't played against Vivid in a really long time. But they're constantly getting seated above us. They must be. They must have something going on.
There must be. They can't just be pointless hype. There has to be something there.
There has to be something there. I hope so. But yeah, honestly, like that's kind of those are like the big like obviously like Synergy, like Noval.
Those are the only two
Yeah.
teams that are sitting in front of you in the point standings, by the way. Synergy and Noval.
Yeah. And then Vivid, they have like what 100 points or something.
Yeah, 110. You guys have 200 because you got made gold bracket both times. So you got the 100 points for making gold bracket both times, meaning that you're actually ahead of Mercy and a lot of other teams as well that had like not maybe as strong performances in the first tournament, but had strong second performances. So you guys have really put yourself in a good, strong position to have one pop-off tournament and take that first seed going into playoffs.
Yeah, if we have a good pop-off tournament, like if we get like a first, like I think we'll be pretty good. Like I think even right now, we're pretty good in standings. Like I don't think because we plan to play all 4 tournaments, so I don't think there's not like a world where like we're not top 8 going into the finals, but yeah.
Okay. Something that I almost forgot about. The team name. What's the deal? Explain it. To someone who has no idea what's going on with it.
No, that's fair actually. So Bocchi the Rock is an anime series that recently came out, and I binged it in like a day. And I don't know. I was just feeling it. I was like, oh yeah, like we need a team name, and we needed one really quickly because we were already late to signups, or we weren't like late obviously because we still signed up, but we had to sign up quickly, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna put a Watch Bocchi the Rock. I had like a meme saved on my phone like from like yesterday or like the day before, I guess, and I was just like, I'm just gonna make it this.
How did the rest of the team feel about this? Were they just like, you know what, sure, let's do it? Like, what's the worst that could go wrong? Or was there like any pushback or anything?
Honestly, I don't remember them saying anything about it.
They're just like, you know what, this is fine.
I don't know. At this point, like a lot of my pickup names are kind of just like random stuff that I'm feeling that day.
Mm-hmm.
This is honestly one of the least crazy ones that I've done.
Okay, what are some of the more crazy ones you've done?
Hold on. Let me open up Battlefy real quick.
Oh no.
Oh, you must go consult the tomes.
Yeah. Hold up. I gotta log in.
All right. What?
Oh, there's
Genie,
12 episodes. There's 12 episodes of Bocchi the Rock.
You went and looked it up in the middle of the podcast.
Original run October 9th, 2022 to December 25th, 2022. So it's actually really, really recent.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty recent.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that's got your nose, and it's like a little cat, like doing like the I got your nose thing with like the thumb.
No.
There's one that's I desperately need sleep, and it's the Yamcha meme. I was in your walls for a little bit, and it's just a picture of a splash wall. That's it.
I was in your walls for a little bit. Okay. That one's pretty good. I like that one, especially yeah.
This is why our commentator doc creator Skep outed you on Twitter. You are the problem.
Okay, but it's here, Your Honor. It's funny though.
My pickup names aren't bad though.
Like, and it's Silver. I'm assuming during all of these pickups, you're still Silver.
I'm still Silver, correct? Because I don't change my name ever.
Yeah, so
no problem.
I think this is fine.
Yeah, there's no problem.
I'm having a good time.
I play with the only person I play consistently with is Krim. Like I just can't find the team right now. Like that's not really my fault that I need to make pickups. And naming myself Kyo Biscuit Chara Silver just sounds like hell. Like why am I gonna name myself that? But no, I understand the points that was making, and I agree to like some degree. But yeah.
Well, so where do you disagree then? Because you agree
Um,
to some degree, but what's the part you disagree with?
I agree with like the naming scheme. Like I don't think people should have to name themselves literally just their four IGNs. I feel like that's a little extreme. I feel
Mhm.
like if there are like stat analysts or like commentators trying to seek out like results, first off, stop looking at our pickups. That's like I agree there's like some level of like info you can gather from that, but also like why? Like why there are loads of teams out there at okay, maybe not mid level,
I was
but
gonna say,
you
there's
get
not
my
loads of teams out there. The
not
higher you,
not
the higher you go, the fewer teams there are.
no mid level drops and then high level unironically goes back up. It's kind of funny. Um,
Yeah, you
but
just have yeah.
like I'm kind of right.
Yeah, like the very pinnacle, the teams are solid, but then just below that, it's
It's like oh
it's a
yikes.
mess.
I do have Bochi to watch Bochi the Rock, and it's like, whoa, what are we doing?
You're third on our
What?
standings as
Yeah,
a pickup
exactly.
team.
As a pickup team.
So
Um,
when's Bochi when is Watch Bochi the Rock getting the team Twitter and posting we're a team now? Smile. When's it happening?
Probably not because Radish is on a team right now. He's on Senko, so we
That
can't just
okay.
steal Radish
That
mid
does
Ludi
make
season.
things tough.
Oh, but yeah, like me, Krim, and Sirsuke, we play together somewhat consistently. Like, as I said, the only person I actually play with consistently is Krim. I play with Krim like nearly every tournament. I think out of probably the past 2 or 3 months that we've played together, we've probably missed like 1 or 2 tournaments total.
I know one of the
Uh,
tournaments.
No way.
oh,
I know
you
one of
got
them.
you got the lore? Oh, you
Yeah,
played with him, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you cheated.
It was
You
the
stole
Water
him.
Breather Quartet. Y'all pick up name.
Oh no
Woo!
no no no!
Yeah, Water Breather Quartet at Big House. Yep, let's go.
I meant to be. You didn't play a sauce recently, like a few weeks ago.
Oh no, I can't keep up with all the pickup names. I don't watch every tournament.
No, that's
If I was
no.
to
I
watch
thought
every single tournament that ever happened in Splatoon, I would die. I
no.
just
Yeah, that's fair.
I watch like the big three, even though it's really just the big two and then Ludi tonight. So the big three.
The big three.
Yeah. Oh,
Besides that, we've talked about Watch Pochi, The Rock, the anime. Watching that, talked about that. I gotta say, as a fellow Canadian, are you enjoying the snow?
honestly, no. I have to work. I have to walk to work every day.
Oh, that's a skill issue.
This is rough. Bro,
Wow.
what?
So wait, hold on. GD, I skill issued you last week, and now you're skill issuing the guest this week? Come on now.
Come
I was gonna
on.
say I was gonna do bowling wrong, but I can't do bowling like that. Can't.
So wait, so the next time we have a guest, am I gonna get skill issued? Is that what's
Yeah,
gonna
you're
happen
gonna get
here?
skill
Is it a cycle? Oh, do I have to start looking out for the skill issue?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Just don't play
no.
ranked. You don't even queue up for ranked. They're gonna catch you going 0-5.
Oh, it'll be a lot higher than 5.
0-5. 0-5, 0 crabs on splash.
I would never play Splash in solo unless I'm just having the worst day. But
That's when they'll catch you.
that's true. That is what they catch you. Yeah.
I don't think I have too many more questions for Silver at all. Race, do you got any more?
No, I think.
Splatfest. Splatfest. What's your Splatfest day? Come on.
I tweeted a while ago. I hate chocolate.
All right.
Okay,
fine.
so you have a purely unbiased opinion on chocolate. So which is the best one?
Big man sweep then.
Honestly, like if it's like top tier chocolate,
Like, yeah, the best of the best in category.
best of the best, it's probably dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's
Let's
like
go.
if you're just getting like average chocolate, milk chocolate is just a way to go.
Okay, probably, yeah. On average, yeah. Okay,
Because
I could shake.
average dark chocolate is kind of bad. Like not even like mid. It's just bad.
Well, yeah, because like the average dark chocolate sometimes could just be like too bitter, and
It's
yeah,
just too
sometimes
bitter.
it's just not good. Yeah.
There's no sugar at all. Yeah.
Guys have never paid $50 for a piece of white chocolate the size of a Nintendo Switch game cartridge.
I wouldn't. Wait, the size of that's so small.
Yeah, wait, why are we paying $50 for
Because it was
white
the best
chocolate?
it was the best piece of the heaven you've ever indulged in. It was like the finest it was like golden caviar.
Yeah, if you gave me like 10 of them.
Yeah, maybe then we'll talk.
It's still gonna be a big man sweep.
I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't know.
People were screaming Fry sweep, even though Fry barely won.
Dude, the last Splatfest, I just I didn't realize how popular Sweet was. Like Sweet was super popular.
The only reason why Fry won was because of popularity. Her teams, she can't win. I love Fry. She's a cool character. A really cool, interesting spin-off character. I know she gets bullied for her forehead and everything. But, like, everyone wants to... The better two idols are Shiver and Big Man. For, like, popularity people. So she had to have, like, the most popular flavor by a long shot. To even have a consideration of being picked.
I think Twitter might be fighting you on that one, Genie.
The amount of Big Man... Big Man is Giga Chad people, and the amount of Shiver simps there are outnumber the Fries to 2% of the world likes Fry over the other two. Trust me.
Just trust.
That's harsh.
No, I do say I love Fry, but Big Man exists.
That's fair. That's just fair. I don't know. I'm also
who didn't. Everyone's like, oh, the idols are cool. They're unique and different than the last ones. Mm-hmm. But none of us knew that we needed a manta ray. But now that we have the manta ray, we understand that we always needed the manta ray. Think about them.
I'm gonna be real.
If it was not a manta ray, think of it was just another an Inkling dude. Think if it was an Octoling dude with that little strangle instead of Big Man.
All right, to send this back to you. What if his name wasn't Big Guy?
That's a good point. The Big Man name goes really hard. And is
wouldn't be as good. If his name was Tom,
exactly. He'd flop.
No, Marlin. His name would be Marlin.
Yeah, well, that's trademarked by Disney, but okay.
Oh, is it?
Probably.
I Disney owns everything. You're probably right. Okay.
Anyway, Silver, thank you for joining us today with all this,
of course,
these shenanigans. And definitely everyone's gonna be watching you and cheering you on in these comments section. So make sure everyone to tune in next week. I will guarantee, as long as you guys are playing in it, if you have a fourth, we will have you guys on stream.
So before you go though, where can people find you? Where can people find your team and your teammates?
Let me grab their Twitter.
Yo, the goat for real.
Yeah, I know I put you on the spot a little, but
you can find me at @_Silverness on Twitter. You can find Surskit, our lovely blaster player, at Surskit, which is it's SIRSUR and then skit. It's Surskit, but it was another Sir in the middle. But it's French. You can find Radishes. Radishes 8 Twitters. I'm gonna reveal. I think it's _Radishes as well, and I think Crimson's just. I think it's just Crimson Shadows. That's it. Just one word on Twitter.
Awesome. Yep.
Very cool though.
Yeah, and then if you have any other remarks, feel free to share them before we let you go on your merry way.
Remember to message me. Yo, my Discord is Silverness, #9487. Please DM me. I need subs. Please, just any aggro, anything. As long as you're not a junior player, we'll take you. Please hold forward. Be good at the games. But yeah, that's all I need.
Awesome. thank you again for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Of course. All right. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna head out. GG's.
GG's.
The GGs.
The GG's. Now, with that done, we have a little bit of time left over. Let's look forward to Tournament 3. So, for the people who aren't aware, there's going to be Tournament 3 this next weekend, Saturday, February the 4th, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're not signed up, go sign up for that. But let's talk.
Yeah, please sign up early so then you don't have a long list of splash tags that need to be resolved. They wouldn't have resolved it if there's like only 4 teams that need it. The TLs aren't gonna resolve it. But there was 13 or 14 teams, so it took an extra little second to let them all get it resolved because we would have lost a quarter or a third of our entrants just due to splash tags. Please have your splash tags ready. I don't care if your name is AAA. Have that as your thing that you put in your Battlefly.
Yep, get the splash tags sorted. But let's talk about who signed up. We already have some heavy hitters signed up for Tournament 3 for this SAC season. Watch Bochi the Rock signed up, Silver, who's just here. And we also have Triggerfish Zone Supremacy.
Yo, I was gonna say I did was on Ludi tonight on Saturday just after the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What a set. There was a Cardinal Sin. Kraken played Octobrush.
Not the Octobrush.
Yeah, Kraken hates Octobrush, but played Octobrush. So
didn't he lose a bet or something? Isn't that
lost
why?
A bet. Yeah.
Okay, that tracks. So another team, someone who we've been talking a bit about, Silly Kitties, is also signed up for Tournament 3. What do we think the expectation is there for Silly Kitties?
They're making gold again. They're getting back to gold for sure.
They're getting back to gold for sure?
For sure.
For sure.
Unless seeding goes awry again and then they get like all the teams. I feel like they're gonna get it. I still feel like they squeak, like even if they play against Naval and Synergy and Watch Bochi, they'll at least beat one of them, but that won't be enough to make it to the 4-1 record.
Mm-hmm.
But they're strong enough that they're gonna have a better bounce back than they had last time. They only got 17th place last time.
Ooh, yeah. Well, good thing point system only counts your 2 highest placements for full points and then counts everything after that for half points. That way, their 17th place doesn't affect their ranking as negatively as it has in the past.
Yep.
So another team who has become a staple for the SAC tournaments, Frostbite, has already signed up, rearing to go. Their Frostbite is currently where in the rankings? Frostbite's.
They're a little bit down there. They're down in the 30th spot.
Yeah. So, but they've played in both tournaments.
Mm.
So I want to call them a standard for this season, and I also want to give like a little hat tip for signing up early. I appreciate you guys.
Yes. Yeah, we thank any team that signs up early. And Sia is one of the other 6 teams that has also signed up. I actually had the honor to play Sia in Ludi during our reschedule week. Mm-hmm. And they're a good team. They are a good team and an entertaining team to watch. I didn't get to watch them when I was playing against them. I had to do my job, which is play E-leader. So snipe them. But from where I was on my snipe, they were making moves on the front lines.
Mm-hmm. It sounds very exciting. The question, do we think they could get a gold bracket placement? Or are they just going to be like a silver bracket fiend?
They can win bronze. I don't think they can win silver because we have to remember 4-1 teams make silver. So depending on the mentality of the 4-1 team that might drop, or one of our top 10 teams that drop down into that silver bracket, I don't think SEA beats them because we have to remember there's a lot of strong teams out here, and SEA is a team that has been showing great improvements. They were lowing not long ago at all. So to even be considered to be like, oh yeah, they're going to be like making bronze like consistently shows growth and shows that they have the right mentality. I feel like even though they haven't had like we're making finals, like gold finals or playoffs, getting good results and keeping their heads afloat in these treacherous mid-level waters, which are a lot rougher than the low-level waters, shows that they're a ship that can keep sailing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that mental resilience is very important for competition. But the last team signed up for SAC at the time of streaming/recording is Graveyard Match. What are the thoughts on them? Do we have to hit Control F?
Yeah, I think you have to hit Control F because I would be lying to you if this was to say this was like, oh, I've seen them before. I haven't seen them, which is a bad sign because I commentate a lot of things and I watch a lot of Splatoon. So I'm out there. I do not watch as much low level as I probably should, but that is something I need to improve on in the future because got to see the feeder teams. You got to start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, and it's also fun to say when they do have that breakthrough performance. Like I remember when, like it.
I remember like when Biscuit won a bronze bracket at a tournament, carried his team on his back. That man carried his team at a LAN back in 2017. Look at him now. Shout out to whoever was on that team. I have no idea who at all was on that team. We totally didn't win this hat as a prize for Biscuit winning us our bronze bracket. Or where's my Boston posters? I don't have my Boston posters. Shout out to Squidstorm 2017. You were the real. That was a transition between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I feel like a boomer now.
Oh, we've both been around forever. This shouldn't be a surprise to you, honestly. Guess what just happened though? Something that I think is really funny just happened.
What just happened?
Another team signed up as we were talking about.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, another team. In stream coordination, the lovely head TO Nick said, "Hey guys, another team just signed up.
Let's go!" Oh,
so
Sweet Shop had a saucy like performance. It was really good.
Sussy performance. Okay, so Genie, there might be a little difference in our vocabulary. You said sussy, and when I think sussy, generally I think bad. Am I just too negative minded, or did you just like?
No, it's good. Like suspectly good. Like they're wall hacking, cheating, invincibility. Like they were good.
They were just popping off.
Yeah. They came out of left field, more than just left field. They came up from out of the ground.
They came from the dugout.
They came, not even the dugout. They just came from the pitcher's mound. They just, you don't even make the closer doesn't even have to make the walk across the field. They just like appeared out of the ground like BTS appears out of the ground of the stage in the fog. Unfortunately, they lost to Nawo, but that was a set and a half. Oh my gosh.
So should we expect to see them in gold bracket for tournament 3?
Absolutely. If they eat any of the Wheaties that they ate last Saturday, they are making it. And to lose to Naywall 2-1, and they were close games, nail biting. Who knows? And also they were on stream. You never know what the performance anxiety could be. Naywall's definitely an older team from
very seasoned.
Very seasoned.
Absolutely.
So they're not too unfamiliar with the spotlight and clutch scenarios. switch up. They might have had a little bit of nerves, a little bit of control, like gripping their controller a little bit tighter. We all know we do that. So you're on stream. You can go far. This is like the team to beat. You want to beat Naywall. So to bring it that close, if they're not on stream or it's not Naywall, I feel they could go far.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be definitely keeping my eye on Sweet Shop in this upcoming tournament, as I recommend all our viewers keep their eye on Sweet Shop and all of the other teams in this tournament. That being said, I think we're starting to get towards the end of our stream. So you have any closing remarks about Tournament 2 or Tournament 3?
Send us your clips.
Send us your clips.
Send us your clips. Send me your Twitch thing, your highlights. Just even DM them to me, so then you don't have to make them all public, so then everyone can stream snipe you. Just DM them to me, or at me on Twitter with them. Just boom, I'm there. Trust. I would like to watch so I can talk about you more. That's exactly why we got Silver on, because it just works. Yeah. Please, we'd love to have more guests on the podcast. We want to hear these storylines from these teams. We want to see the growth. We want to see the improvement. Splatoon tournaments can just come and go so fast. So the more time we get to relish in the seasons and enjoy the time that we have and all the fun times that we're having, the more enjoyable it is for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone watches, nobody turns a sports game on just to watch it. You have somebody that you'll enjoy watching. So if we can get that in esports, that's even better.
Yeah.
There's a reason why everyone loves the gods for Smash, because they have storylines that people love watching.
Yeah. So if you're interested in being on the podcast, if you think you have an interesting story to tell and you'd like to share it, feel free to reach out to me, Jeannie, Nick, or just drop into SAC help desk.
Oh yeah, use help desk, everybody, please. It is there for a reason, not because DMs. So if you have a problem for SAC, first place to go for any tournament, please go to help desk first. Don't go to somebody's DMs, especially somebody that isn't running that tournament. That's kind of what happened on the weekend. But yeah, Rays, any closing remarks for you?
Not really. I think Tournament 2 was good. Tournament 3 will be better, and I think SAC is look really fun right now.
Oh, there goes my hat.
Your hat.
Guess I can't work at Grisco anymore.
So
shoutouts to the bear that they found on Mars. Everyone is talking about Mr. Grizz, but with that, we're getting on the. I'm starting to talk about Salmon. I can talk about Splatoon for hours and hours and hours and hours. But when I start talking about Salmon Run, I'm not talking about SAC anymore. When I'm not talking about SAC anymore, we should probably raid somebody.
We should probably wrap it up. So, I have been Rays, joined by Jeannie as always. If you'd like to follow either one of us on Twitter, please do. Our Twitters are above. Follow IPL Splatoon on Twitter, Twitch, and subscribe to our YouTube. We have one of those. We post VODs on there, tournament archives, and all that fun stuff. So I absolutely go recommend you look at it, see what we have posted, and request us to post more things. Because I promise we will. We just need to know what people want to see. So, that being said, have a good day, everybody. That's all from us.
See you Saturday. Remember, we got a big break after it. So, see you Saturday, and then we'll see you in 3 weeks. Enjoy.